Hi guys, and welcome to this Photoshop tutorial. Today I'll take you through the steps that I took to make this Summerville to West Ham transfer poster. I hope you're enjoying the content so far. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Right, so let's get started. So I've got my subject, which is Summerville, West Ham's new signing. Very good signing, I think, actually. I think he'll do really well for West Ham's front line with Fulkrug and Kudus as well, and Bowen looking pretty lethal for the season coming up. But anyways, first I need to cut him out from the background, have him as an individual layer, and obviously subject does pretty good job of cutting the subject out, but sometimes misses some bits, so you just can add that in, like here with the hair. If you want to add to the selection, you just hold shift and literally just draw it in like that. So you just keep going around looking what's missing, like here. Just a little bit down here. But most of it is, as you can see, it's pretty accurate. There's just a few bits that you just need to clean up before you can start editing. And last bit just up here, and as I said, that's holding shift on the lasso tool. But if you do want to take away some bits, so let's say you accidentally do something like that, you hold option on Mac and literally just draw, and basically just cutting that bit out. So you go out and then cut that out. So yeah, not too difficult, I wouldn't say. And I think that will look pretty good. Test it out. So now once I've got it all selected, I'll go to the mask tool and just cut him out. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Looks decent. So now I'm going to go to the erase tool and just basically smoothing out the areas where it looks a little bit rough. This will be on 100% kind of flow, as it needs to just be kind of a sharp kind of edge. And again, I'll just follow this round. This is more of the kind of the tedious bit when you're designing, just kind of making sure the subject's all looking, well, proper and not like it's just been cut out from an image. But once this bit's done, then you can start having a bit of fun with it all. Oh, so that did a little bit too much there. Yeah. But yeah, pretty happy with that now. Right, so I'm gonna put him away for the moment. Now I'm literally just gonna create a basic gradient background. So I'll find one that, just a normal gradient. I'll just go to basics, find that one. And now I'll try and get it that kind of West Ham kit kind of colour. Not sure what actually kind of colour you'd call that, kind of like a maroon, yeah, kind of purple kind of colour. You know what I'll do, to make this easier, I will literally get the sample tool, get that, now that's sampled his kit colour, copy the number down there, and what we'll do now, to be fair, I'm not actually far off what I want it to look like there. It's not too bad, and then just copy that in. See, that's a little bit too red up there, so I'll copy that in again there, and what I'll do, I'll just bring that down. Bit too much. And yeah, I think that's pretty close to what the kit is. And here, just working with the angle on it there, the gradient we want to, and I'm going to kind of probably try and have it like an angle. -20, that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. And now I did cut out before I made this video the West Ham hammers sign, obviously in the middle of the middle of their logo. And what I want to do, I want to try and make this just like a big bit in the middle. I'm not sure what this is going to look like. I have actually not planned this video in terms of the design. I'm making it up as I go. So give me a little bit of slack if I'm if I'm a little bit slow on what I want to do. But I think right now it's not looking too bad. But we'll see. I could just try and make it. What is that? Yeah, it doesn't really look like the West Ham thing at the moment. To be honest, I think the smaller the better, so you can actually get the outline of what we're looking at here. And it shows the logo. I might bring that out. Oh, and then what I'm doing here, I'm just holding command on the edge of the corner. It sort of just, yeah, it transforms it, flattens the image, just, yeah, distorts it pretty much. That took a while to get to that word, but we got there. And yeah, let's see anything. So I quite like that. It's more of like a distort. That's not too bad. And then what I might do is just duplicate it, put a color overlay on it, and put like a shadow to it. Let's see what this looks like. And then select the bottom layer and just drag that out. Yeah, I don't think that looks too bad. And then actually I'll reduce the opacity of that because it's a little bit too strong at the moment. Yeah, I like that. That's better. Right, so now I'm going to go back to Summerville and we're going to go into Camera Raw Filter and just play around with some of the clarity. Again, I said in my other videos, this is just kind of what's pleasing to the eye. There's no really set kind of numbers you want to put these on. Just play around and see what looks best. Obviously clarity is quite a big one. I do find that's very important. So always focus. Texture as well. Try and play around with these. Don't do it too much because obviously it looks almost like that's just wow, it's too much. But I think 50 was a pretty good one. And we play a bit of too bright. For now, that's probably all right. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to go to the adjustments panel and go down to shadow and highlights. And here I've got it on about 35. I normally keep it between about 15 and 25. This just softens the kind of look, and again, yeah, brings out the shadows and highlights of the player. And now what we'll do, I'm going to go to, actually no, I won't do that yet. So now I'm going to add just a layer, a new clean layer, nothing on. Clip that by holding Option and hovering just between the two layers and just clicking just like that. And then we'll go to Edit on that layer, click Fill, 50% grey, go down to Overlay, and now we can go to the Burn tool whilst we're on here. Have it about 20% exposure, and literally this is like retouching, just bringing out more of the highlights and the player. This will really make them stand out, and this just makes it look more like a design rather than just a photo, which, as we're in Photoshop, we are trying to make it look more of a design. And yeah, just again, do what you think looks right. I mean, pretty much with this burn tool, you just want to stay on the shadows. Don't want to move towards the light bits yet, because that's what we do with the dodge tool. And here, kind of try and bring this bit out a little bit more. Not looking too bad, I must say. And then we'll just go down to the arms, same thing with the shadows. Don't have to do too much, don't want to make it look too intense, but just a little bit, just to add that bit of realism, bit of, yeah. And that's pretty good so far. So now I'm going to change that now to a dodge tool, and this is just the opposite, where we go on the light parts and add some highlights to the skin. Hope you guys are following this all right. I'm trying to take this slowly. I know a lot of my other videos are quite fast with the time lapses, but I'm going to try and do some more tutorials like this, because I know when I was trying to learn to design, or even when I'm still watching videos and trying to learn stuff, there's nothing worse than having to keep going back and seeing what they did, and you can't see what they did because they're going too fast and it's on time lapse. But yeah, I really hope this video can help you guys a bit, maybe prove some inspiration, and yeah, just help you out, maybe learn something from it, but most importantly, just enjoy the video. I hope you guys are enjoying the content so far, and yeah, and feel free to let me know in the comments what you think, any improvements. Again, I'm learning as well. I'm far off being a top designer, but I enjoy doing it, and that's why I'm trying to spread this kind of enjoyment and passion for design to you guys. So now just doing a little bit in the eyes. I think we are almost there on the retouching bit, just a bit up there. I have not done the ears. But yeah, I think we're there on this. Right, so now, once it's done, let me just show you what the difference is before and now. So you just see it just brings out a bit more character, the shadows, the highlights, and yeah, it just looks more like a design. So now I'm going to go to color lookup. That's what I do for, again, all my subjects, for my players that I edit on. And then go to 3-strip look. And obviously that's pretty intense, we don't want that. But just reduce it down, about maybe 50%. Still probably a little bit too intense for me, but there. And just, yeah, it just brings out the saturation, a bit of vibrance. And yeah, I just think it adds a bit to the edit. And now I'm going to go to curve, make a curves layer, and go to top right corner and just literally drag that down, just to about there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my brush tool, click X, and have the black fill on top, as it's a white mask at the moment. And we're just going to drop this down to about 10%, and we're just literally going to paint in highlights on this side. Oh, I'm just gone off that. Again, this is just adding a bit of realism to the edit. Here's going to be, the light source is going to be on this side, so bear with me, but this is, we're just colouring in. Using the soft brush just to lighten this side of the face. Obviously, you can have a bit of light on this side as well, but mainly on the right side of his face, left side for us, where the light source will be coming from. just there, because obviously the light will be hitting that part of the arm and probably a bit up there. Just kind of, yeah, just anticipating where the light would hit. If the light is coming from the left side of the piece, where that is going to hit on the subject's body. I think that's pretty accurate. And we'll just right, so once I've done that, so that's pretty much most of what I'm going to do on Summerville. Or maybe I'll add a colour balance to it just to adjust the colouring, but for now that looks pretty good. What I am going to do is I'm going to get the London Stadium and just add that. I've got a little idea, I'm not sure if it will work, but could do. I'm just going to find this image somewhere. The difficult bit is always trying to find an image, the right image. Maybe this one, let's try this. It's a little bit dark, but let's see if that works. So I've got two ideas. One for this to be just in the background, behind both the logo and Summerville. So now I'm just going to find an overlay. So about a soft light, that looks pretty good. See, yeah, I like that. And we'll just adjust it right. And then what we're going to do, we're going to mask this. Again, go to a soft, round brush. Probably get about 20%. And we'll have the black fill as it's a white mask again. And we're just going to paint and fade out a bit of the image. Just like that. And that's pretty good. What I might do, I might just reduce the opacity of it a little bit even more to about 50%. And again, I might just, so I want a little bit more. Paint the clouds out, I don't want the clouds in it. I think that's about alright. And again, I'm going to find another West Ham. Oh, actually, I might actually just get Unsplash. So Unsplash is where I get a lot of free stock images, completely free. Obviously there's a premium version, but I just stick to the basic one. I'm just going to get London, a backdrop of London, and I think that will look quite good. So you just go to download, and I'll drop that down there, and go to Photoshop and drop London in. Right, so now I've got my London. I'm going to aim to put that in, yeah. I kind of like it. I'm not fully set on it right now. I mean, you can't really tell it's London right now, that's the only thing. But, I mean, that is kind of the look I'm going for, with that in the background. Let me try another image of London and just see. Just stick with me. As I said, this isn't much of a planned video, it's sort of just going with what I think looks good. And to be honest, I think that is a lot of designing. Sometimes you don't always have to plan it, you sort of just go with the flow. And I'll be honest, a lot of my best designs that I've made over the last months or a year have literally come from me just doing it on the spot, like in a rush sometimes, because I work pretty well under pressure, and yeah, I think when you just do it like that spontaneously, you get other ideas. Right, I think maybe I might do that one as well. Let's see with these two. Put that down there. Right, let's try Big Ben first. Put this in there. Oh, I have an idea. So I'm going to mask this. See, now it's just come to me. Let's see. We're going to have that as the background. And now, got Big Ben up here. And what we're going to do here now, and add another. I've literally just duplicated this image. The one of Big Ben. I did that by Command J on the layer. Let me just go back and show you. So there, have that, and on that layer, duplicate. So now I've got this, and now what I'm going to do, I'm literally just move this down a little bit. Literally just going to select. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm literally just going to select Big Ben like this. This is a quick selection tool. This is a little bit better for just when you're picking out objects. So the subject that I did early on, Summerville, is a bigger subject, it's more precise. Whereas this, I just want this intricate little bit of Big Ben, the roof. So I'm doing that. And now again, I'm going to go to this lasso tool and literally just, actually I will go to the polygon tool, which is more of a straight line. The same rules applied. Shift to add to the selection, and Option to remove, like that. What I'll do, I'll just speed this bit up so you guys don't have to watch all of this, and I'll get back to you in a minute. Right, so we are back. That took a bit of time, but luckily I sped it up for you guys. So now I've selected the best I can do really. I'm not sure what this will really look like. Oh, one more last bit up here. I'll just be a little bit, to be honest. Just down there. Yeah, again, doesn't really matter too much. It's not the focal point of the piece. So now what we're going to do here, I'm literally just going to Command J again on this layer, delete the layer below it, and now we have this bit of Big Ben. So the purpose of this was literally to make this the top of Big Ben come out of the Hammers logo. So now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create a mask. Obviously this Big Ben is clipped to the Hammers logo, as you can see. This one isn't, because if you clip it, it will just do the same thing and go underneath. So keep this unclipped, and what we'll do, okay, soft brush again with the black and fade this bit out. And there, it's Big Ben coming out. Right, so now that is done, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to now add the light source, and as you can see, it's a ready kind of, well, bright light source as of now. That's what I've done with the highlights and with the color lookup. So if I remove the color lookup, it's more of a, you know what, the color lookup, I'm going to bring it down even more. I think it's just a little bit too intense for this particular edit. Now I'm going to add in the highlights. So the textures, I've got a highlights texture. Obviously you can add the highlights to paint or like a layer, but here I'm just doing it as I'm using this quite cool like lens flare type thing. I'm going to change the overlay to line of dodge. Let's start with that. And I don't want the whole side orange. I'm going to bring it just up there, smaller, scale it down a little bit. Bring drag. I want to make it a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I'm happy with that so far. I mean, do I want to make that a little bit? Right, that's good. Right, so now we've got the highlights in. What we're going to do, I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm going to add just an exposure layer to Summerville and just bring these highlights out a little bit more. As you can see, I've increased the exposure, and then I've inverted it by Command I on the mask, just like that. That's back to normal. That's inverted, so it's covered by the mask. Now I'm going to get a white brush at 20% and just shade these bits in. And this should just add this final little bit to the piece to make it stand out. And what a signing I think he's going to be. I think West Ham are going to have a very good season this year. I mean, they've got some class signings so far. They've just got another one, Rodriguez, I think, Uruguayan. They're looking good. They're going to be a tough team to mess with. I'll tell you that. Let me know down below what you think, where you think West Ham are going to finish. It'd be interesting to see what your guys' thoughts on. But right, so that is a little bit of highlights there. As you can see, look, if I take it off, on just again adds that extra bit to the piece. Right, now I'm going to find the background. I'm going to go to filter, add some noise. I'll put that to about 4. Yeah, so the noise is, a lot of designers do it, I think, to their piece. It just softens it. It looks more professional, and it kind of gives that kind of program look, that rustic kind of grainy program look to a design, and it just adds to it. So now we've done that, what I will do, is gonna add some highlights to Big Ben. What I'm going to do, find solid colour, find that kind of highlight colour that is on Summerville by, again, sampling the colour. I'm going to clip it to Big Ben up there, and then I'm going to put it to line in dodge, invert, and again we're going to put this down to about 10%. And just brush in some highlights. And that is too bright, so I'm gonna, not too bright, it's too light for my liking. Just playing around with colour, just trying to get this. That's probably right. And not much. It's not like a wow factor to the piece, but again, I just want to try and make it look as realistic as possible. That bit's just a bit too much down there. Right, we're coming to the end of the video, so I should be finished by now. gone a bit longer than I thought it would, but I hope you guys have been enjoying it. I'm going to add this bubble into it. Obviously West Ham, known for, well, their song about the bubbles, so it would be wrong for me to not put some bubbles in as an effect. I think it's pretty cool. Right, so now the final bit, I'm selecting all of the layers, well, the bubble layers, by holding shift and just literally clicking the section I want. Now I'm going to convert them into a smart object. So now they're all in one. These are the front layers, obviously the ones behind I'll deal with in a minute. So now I'm just going to go and get a hue saturation layer, colorize, I'm going to bring that to a nice blue, just to replicate the colour, the nice blue colour from the West Ham kit. And now I need to find these ones below. Again, shift, select, convert to smart object, hue saturation, option, clip between those two layers, colorize, and bring to a nice blue. And finally, so you got that in there, leave that for now. Finally, I might just add a little bit of blur, Gaussian blur. Yeah, that'll work nicely. Bit of Gaussian blur to the bubbles, and same again. So there you have it, guys. Here is the final design of Crysencio Summerville to West Ham. Really happy with how this design turned out. The season is coming in thick and fast, so that means there's plenty more videos like this coming your way, so stay tuned. Again, please hit that subscribe button and like the video if you enjoyed it. And yeah, until next time, hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.